industry trends, analyzing complex documentation, or even working through code that's giving you trouble. Claude thinks through problems with you. Try Claude for free at claude.ai/waveform.
All right, remember, the machine knows if you're lying. First statement, Carvana will give you a real offer on your car all online.
False.
True, actually. You can sell your car in minutes.
False? That's gotta be...
True again. Carvana will pick up your car from your door, or you can drop it off at one of their car vending machines.
Sounds too good to be true, so... True!
Finally caught on. Nice job. Honesty isn't just their policy, it's their entire model. Sell your car today, too.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
I feel like there's got to be a reason they're not bringing Clippy back. Is there like a weird copyright or
It seems like an
trademark
alley-oop
thing that
to
they
me.
lost, or
No,
but we hate him so much we want it back
It's easy
now.
to make fun of,
I know.
literally, but it's endearing.
Instead of Copilot, they could have just done Clippy,
Yeah.
and everyone would have loved it.
It could have been offline. We would have been like, yeah, but it's Clippy.
It's Clippy.
Give him a chance.
Yeah. He was bad
got
originally
eyes.
too.
He's got a face. Yo, what is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Waveform Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Marquez.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm David.
This week, it's still Techtober, so we still have a lot going on. We tested the YouTube collab feature in more than one way. We also have possibly a phone of the year in the house, or at least a really interesting one. Also, new M5 chip and some new devices that it is in from Apple. Goodbye to Windows 10 and an exploding phone. A lot of places we could go to start this podcast.
There are.
Jeez. Yeah.
But first, the way I think we will go. Did you guys see Becca's video of like her first year as a creator?
I
I think
did.
everyone watched
Friend of
it.
the channel.
Very good.
Yeah, she's been on the pod.
She's been on the pod and her episode was great, but I just wanted to toss it out there because, like, I think our audience, one, loves tech YouTube, and two, a lot of them are probably, like, interested in making tech YouTube content. And she just, like, did this really well thought out video of her first year as a full-time creator and how much money she's made and how she's made it and what's it been like creating in that scenario
And
after.
she teased her merch, which I want so
Yeah,
bad.
me too.
See that? Yeah.
The merch is really good. I've seen it.
I'm sure it will be fantastic.
Nice.
But I just think it's a must-watch video, and everyone, most of our audience, I think, would thoroughly enjoy it. If you're not following her already, you should. Even if you don't, go watch that video.
Yeah.
I think
I have such a good segue.
Okay.
In that video, she talks about like her arc of her first year of being an independent creator, where she monetized her channel with the ads that are built into YouTube, and then she also proceeded to start doing brand deals and how she goes through that process. And that I talked about that exact arc in the Adversary interview, where creators on all platforms kind of go through a similar arc. You start with the built-in monetization tools on the platform, and then as you expand and as you grow, you can start to have an audience big enough to maybe do your own ads and reach your audience independently for an individual company. So the Adversary interview is the next thing that we can mention, at least because we were talking about YouTube collab feature.
Yeah.
YouTube collabs are a thing now. You can collaborate actually between multiple creators, I think, on one channel, but we've tested it for a couple.
Wasn't Mr. Beast's first one with like 100 creators?
Mark Rober.
I've seen a
I
couple
thought it was
that
with
were
Mark
like 2
Rober
or
over,
3.
but he started adding to it. I could very well be wrong about that. But
It's
yes, you
probably
can definitely go up to 4 at least.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen this in the past, like on Instagram, you can have more than one person have the same post in their feed, and they'll all be, quote, responsible for the same post.
Yeah.
It works a similar way on YouTube, but we found out, and actually I've done this with a couple older videos and now a couple newer videos just to learn how this works. We found out exactly how it works. If I have already uploaded a video and I add another creator as a collaborator, that creator's audience will see that video in their recommended, and they get to see that creator. You can share like analytics with them, and they can see like how the video's doing and things like that. So I've had a couple older videos, like the collab we did with the Dyson headphones with Dr. Mike, where he comes in and explains why they're a terrible idea. Like, I added him as a collaborator on that. His audience can potentially now start to see that video in their recommended, as if it was uploaded by his channel. But also, if it's a new enough video, it shows up in the sub box too. So it doesn't show up on your channel if you're a collaborator, but it shows up in the sub box for your audience if you accept as a collaborator. So we did this with the newest Waveform episode interviewing Adam Mosseri, because I've interviewed tech executives before, and this felt like a right opportunity to try that collab feature. And we did this with the studio video, which was our like 45-minute epic how we make high-quality videos, walking through the process from beginning to end, and the whole post-production.
This is post-production, yeah, because it's the
Yes.
second version of one.
Yeah, and got a lot more feedback on the podcast version, because I think the podcast audience, or our channel audience on a brand new video, didn't expect a podcast as much as the studio video seemed to fit in. Got a lot more feedback on the podcast, so hearing that loud and clear. But
For sure.
Yeah.
I think one of the things was, so we at first didn't realize it goes into the subscription feed.
yeah,
I personally didn't know that many people still use the subscription feed. I very rarely use it on my TV, but I guess just my algorithm is pretty dialed into what I like to watch, so I usually just am on the homepage. I do think podcasts got a little more flack because we went studio channel podcast, and it was the second one that showed up in people's feeds that wasn't from MKBHD.
Fair enough, yeah.
So people were much more adamant about telling us, like, I
Yeah.
don't want to see this garbage.
each of those uploads were uploaded to the other channel, and then MKBHD channel was added as a collaborator instead of vice versa. So it was showing up on MKBHD subscribers' subscription boxes when they were not subscribed to those channels, which there's a valid argument, I think, for both sides. Like, if I'm a creator and I think that the content I'm making on this other channel is different enough to warrant a different channel for a different audience with different subscribers, then okay, yeah, it makes sense that people don't want both of those things on one feed. But also, if it's a good enough overlap, you can see sometimes that cross collaboration feels a little more natural. So, yeah, it works sometimes.
I thought my thoughts on it were, I thought the Missouri interview was very similar to like talking tech stuff that has
It's
been on
basically
main
the
channel
same.
before, and it's a bonus. It's not just a regular episode, so that's why we thought it would be fun. The studio one was like pretty much how the team here edits main channel videos, so it felt like a good connection between them.
Yeah.
I think people might think we were going to do this with every single post, which was never the plan, but we also now definitely will never do that.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people saying, like, I know the waveform, I know the podcast exists, and I just don't want to listen to podcasts. But, like, you have 20 million subs on the main channel. Doing that collab difference between a 500,000 sub channel and a 20 million, like, there are plenty of your audience that don't know we exist.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, like, getting that is beneficial as, like,
when it makes sense.
Yeah, when it makes sense. So
Yeah.
Personally, I was just confused because Marquez could have easily uploaded this on his channel and tagged Waveform as a collab, and I don't think we would have gotten the blowback.
Yeah, I think if I had done this, like when I typically had done all those executive tech company person interviews in the past, it wouldn't have like the waveform bumper, and then it wouldn't be in the podcast set. So I think when people saw that, they were like more heightened alert to the fact that it was a podcast, versus if I had just jumped in and it was 30 minutes instead of 45 and it just felt like another one of those videos, it might have felt different. The thumbnail's also in the waveform style, so I think they're just more aware of it in certain cases. But I do agree, like coming out of that interview, I felt like, oh, this is something that feels in the style of the other tech executive interviews, which made it a good opportunity for a collab.
It's also funny because all the comments on this will probably be like, I saw no issue, because none of the waveform listeners are going to listen to this episode and hear us complain about it, and it doesn't really matter. But
Well, here's your PSA. Go listen to it. Go check it out.
yeah,
It's pretty good, I think.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, but yeah,
Phone
that's more about we have to check out this phone. You haven't seen this phone
Yeah,
yet,
Dave
right?
hasn't.
I have not actually seen it yet.
Have you seen the video about it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max.
Yeah.
God, I want it.
Yeah. So the thing about this phone,
Yeah. Do you have the Game Boy case for it?
I don't have it with me. It's we have one for the Pro, so it's too small to actually put on the phone.
Oh, really?
So this is the Pro Max phone, and we have the case for the Pro.
Got it.
Either way,
Me when I see this one.
so this phone, I mean, Xiaomi has been doing their Hyper OS. What is it called? Hyper OS.
Yeah.
For a while, where it has lots of cues and things that remind you of iOS, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine. They've done it for years. Some people like it, some people don't. But this year, more than ever,
Yeah.
more obviously than ever, they just connected it directly to the latest iPhones.
Yeah.
They changed the name of the phone.
Yeah.
It's the 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max.
Yeah.
And they have the same shape as the iPhone. They have the similar shape of the camera bump as the iPhone.
Yeah.
Did a whole bunch of things to like line it up with the iPhone. So the
Yeah.
comparison writes itself.
Yeah.
But the phone itself is really, really good.
Yeah.
And a lot of things about it that the iPhone doesn't do are some of my favorite things about it, like the screen on the back, the cameras, the actual images that came out of this. I'm curious, I'm going to hand it to you right now, what you think of it, like holding it. It's lighter than the 17 Pro Max.
It's concerningly light.
Yeah, it's lighter than the iPhone. It's got a 7,500 milliamp hour silicon carbon battery inside with 100-watt charging, 50-watt wireless charging.
Literally the same size.
Yeah, 22.5-watt reverse wireless charging. So it'll basically be a battery bank to your iPhone and fill it from 0 to 100. It's kind of sick.
7,500 watts.
Yeah, 7,500 milliamp hours. It's also triple 50 megapixel. Yeah,
That would be bad.
triple 50 megapixel cameras, which is
triple?
convenient. Yeah, the bottom one is the ultra wide. It kind of doesn't look like triple, but that's the ultra wide.
That does not look like a camera.
Yeah.
What happens when you're holding it like this? Does
You
your
can-
finger show up in the photo?
Yeah, you can kind of cover the ultra wide a little bit if you're not careful. What I will say though is the main camera is pretty wide. So the ultra wide doesn't feel that much wider. It's like a 23 millimeter
The
equivalent.
sharpening is a little much.
And it's very
Evergreen.
processed. Yeah, the processing from the
gosh.
photos is pretty
Oh.
serious.
Yeah.
But then it like flattens out and processes.
Right, it gets
way.
That's funny because iPhone photos generally the preview looks terrible.
Yeah.
And you take it and it gets a little bit better.
Yeah.
This one, everything looks super over sharpened.
HDRE.
Then you take the photo and then it smooths out.
Yeah. So the photos I think looked pretty good.
The photos look good. Yeah.
Yeah. So the cameras are good, the battery is good, the screen is good, the design is good, and then there's a screen on the back which has been evolving the exact same way that flipping phones have, which we had the like tiny postage stamp one, which is just like the time, and then it got a little bigger, and then you could like take selfies with it. Now it's a whole full width thing with the camera cutouts, and you can play games on it if you're really into that. But the phone itself, like for being cheaper than the iPhone, is a really compelling
What is
device.
the price?
So it's in China only. This model is roughly an $850 equivalent for the 17 Pro Max. So that's like noticeably cheaper than the
Does it
iPhone.
have a lot more? Do you have more storage?
It has 16 gigs of RAM. This one has a terabyte of storage, so it's definitely more than the base.
Yeah.
But it is a seriously well equipped device.
It does feel kind of just like an iPhone with the extra bells and whistles. What's funny is that a lot of people were speculating because there was this leaked. It was not a leaked video. It was a render that came out that showed this. What is it? They call this the plateau on the iPhone.
Yeah.
They showed it like flipping sideways, and it was a crappy render.
Oh yeah.
But it like flipped sideways, and there's a screen underneath, and
Oh,
that's
wow.
literally what this is. I mean, it doesn't flip, but there is a screen there.
The whole screen on the back.
That's crazy, and it's like a full interface that you can do things with.
I think this is exactly how Apple would do it. So what you're doing now, you're like holding it down and like swiping between watch
Yeah.
faces. I keep thinking they're watch faces, but they're
No,
not
it
a watch.
feels like watch faces. It
It's just
actually
clock
looks-
faces.
Clock faces, yeah.
And
What
then
is
there's
that?
a whole personalization on the phone, so you can change the colors and like mess with different sizes of fonts and things
Oh my
like
gosh,
that.
that one is the one to the left is literally the new Apple
Yeah,
Watch. Literally the new Apple Watch font.
Like the font
The one
form
we
is
did,
extremely similar.
In the thumbnail, yeah.
yeah.
So this is a really good phone. It's also one of the first phones with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Ridiculously quick.
Why did they put 120 hertz on the back display?
That's so funny.
The back
So
display is
ridiculous.
120 hertz, 3,500 nits, like full high quality, high resolution, 3-inch corner to corner.
Like, I get why it's OLED to use less power since you're going to use that as an ambient clock, but
Yeah.
the fact that it's 120 hertz just feels over.
It's beautiful. I love it.
I mean, yes.
It's great.
It's great.
I've taken more selfies on this phone than I have in like the last year of other phones, I think.
And the software, it looks like it's trying to copy Apple, but does it do a...
Yeah, a lot of the stock apps feel like Apple apps, like the settings app, the camera app, a lot of the stuff, the weather app, the calendar. They look like the Notes app. They all look like Apple clones, and that's fine for some people. They're just as functional.
Yeah.
If you have a Xiaomi account, you log in, everything syncs. But
I have a
yeah,
question.
yeah.
The dynamic island.
Mhm.
It seems to have the same like kind of animation when you get a notification and stuff.
Yep.
Does it have the same persistent animation when you're like playing a song like on Spotify or something?
yeah.
Or it'll
Google
just
like added
be there?
that to
Yeah, that got added to a lot.
that
of
got
Android
added to like
phones.
Android in general.
Yeah, so when you're charging, it just stays there, and when you're playing media, it stays there. If you open the music app,
Do
you
I not
play
have that?
It might
because
not
I'm on
be
Pixel?
out yet.
Pixel doesn't have it, but if you open on a Samsung phone, if you have music playing,
Yeah, I
you see
see
the
Samsung
same.
has it. But Samsung also has it like towards the bottom, right? Like the
The
No,
now
you're thinking
bar.
of the now
yeah,
bar.
the now bar.
But it also has at the top like a literal dynamic island clone. This one is even more of a clone.
Okay, speaking of Apple clones, have you guys seen this Magic OS 10 video on Threads?
It's so good.
Magic OS 10.
Oh, you haven't seen this yet?
Okay, look.
No.
Okay. Just watch this on my screen.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
literally just
So
the super
guys.
transparent icons.
Guys.
everything about it, literally everything about it. You can change the transparency though. It seems there's like a slider. Yeah. So it turns
I don't
into
know.
liquid and then glass, and then there's diffraction, and
There's
there's
all the
this?
settings panels, and then the app icons.
Guys,
Honor's new
that's
OS.
not even. It's just
and
the same
then
icon.
the time
Oh.
like warps. Yeah, everything about it. Even the Siri
The
animation
Siri-
at the bottom. The
Wait, guys, we
airdrop
still haven't
animation.
said what this is.
Well, it's okay. Magic OS 10. It's Honor's new UI.
So you're looking at like a clone of liquid glass.
It looks almost exactly the
Okay.
same.
It's a teaser of their new operating system, and it looks exactly like liquid glass.
Yeah.
And when I was first watching this, I was like, okay, everyone's gonna go the glass thing. This seems pretty blatant. But there's one specific shot in that where I was like, I've seen that shot before, the icon. So what I did was I ripped the that teaser and part of the announcement for liquid glass from Apple, and I put them back to back. So I'm gonna show both of you guys what's happening in these. Is there's an app icon with a bunch of different colors, and they look like pieces of glass falling onto an app icon.
Yeah.
The
So
exploded
this
photos
is
icon.
you'll be able to tell which it is because they've figured it goes into the apps next to it, but these are almost identical.
So
right?
this is the
This is-
the Magic OS.
This is the Magic OS one,
Yeah.
and then this is the Apple one.
Oh my gosh.
We can play this in the video,
That's
but
what I'm
Quite
saying.
literally almost
it's
identical.
essentially two app icons that have a bunch of colors kind of creating almost like a pedal
Yeah.
that look exactly the
pinwheel
same.
pedal.
Yeah, and the colored glass falls down and swirls around into it. It is
Yeah, the Siri
basically
animation is
frame
exactly
for
the
frame.
same. The airdrop animation is exactly the same. Yeah, it's
You know what's funny? When you point this out,
very blatant.
like when I point this out on the Xiaomi video, for example, there's like two different camps of thought. One of them is like, you know, they've been doing this forever. This isn't copying Apple. Like, there's actually people who are defending the originality of what is going on here. And then there's other people who are like, why bother ripping it off? Like, I'm never going to buy the ripoff. You're just ripping off the thing that I already like. So this just feels like a second-rate version. So why would this ever work?
You know what I think it is? Apple has the kind of money to, and Google as well, but they have the kind of money to do all of the like market research and user experience testing to like figure things out in a way that these other companies don't even want to bother.
It's interesting. I mean, I think some of it comes down to like market dominance in certain ways. Like we made the switching video about how like it appears that they copy each other a lot of ways just to make potential customers more comfortable. So even if you're Xiaomi, you have billions of dollars. Xiaomi is an enormous company. They make washing machines and cars. Like, they have the money to do the testing, but they also know that if they're going to steal customers,
Has to feel familiar.
they have to feel at least approachable and familiar to the people who use it.
Yeah.
So that ends up looking like what we're seeing.
My favorite tech book of the year, Apple in China.
Yeah.
Talks a lot about this, and it's specifically about how, I don't know if it's still the case in 2025, but for a long time, the iPhone really was this like giant status symbol in China. And even though it only makes up less than 25% of smartphone market share in China, I think it is sort of hailed as like a flagship
I know.
market leader, and it is the thing to capture. And then also, the thing that I think sheds a lot of light on like a lot of Chinese phones looking like the iPhone is so much of Apple's iPhone development happens in China now, at China, either like in Chinese factories where they're developing the techniques to build it, or in Apple's like offices in China. And so it's not like they don't have access now to the same infrastructure and tools to make such similar phones.
Well, hey, speaking of Apple, Apple actually did drop a new thing, several new things this week, as we sort of expected. There was rumors leading up to it, but they did it. M5. We have an M5 chip and 3 new devices that it will be shipping in right from the get-go.
Can we pause and thank Apple for releasing these first thing in the morning on Wednesday?
Oh, appreciate that.
Because of our entire podcast.
I'm not saying they did this for us, but I'm not saying that.
I just the chance of this releasing at 2 p.m. today or tomorrow was so high.
Yeah.
that all of us were like, please, if this comes out this week, we want to talk about
They
it.
dropped it at 9 a.m. ET, which is 6 a.m. PT, and they love to do stuff
nice.
at 10 a.m. PT.
They love to make our lives miserable.
Yeah.
So
Well,
thanks for
we
not doing
won't
it
be
for
late
us.
this week.
Thank you, John.
We have the new stuff. So there's three devices. The M5 will show up in the new iPad Pro, the new MacBook Pro, and the new Vision Pro.
But only the 14-inch base MacBook Pro.
Yeah, so let's go through them one by one. MacBook Pro, as you mentioned. MacBook Pro has, before today, M4, M4 Pro, M4 Max. This M5 is just the base M5, so it's replacing the M4. There is still an M4 Pro and an M4 Max above.
Also only in the 14-inch.
In the 14-inch, exactly, because
Yeah.
the 16-inch starts with the M4 Pro.
No, yeah.
So it's already getting confusing.
Yeah.
But essentially, anywhere where you would see just a base M4 chip, that's where you're slotting in M5.
Except for the
Other than iMac and MacBook Air
And the regular
Mac
iPad.
Mini and regular iPad
You
Air.
sound like a prescription
Except for
medicine.
everything. You should probably ask your doctor before you buy an M5 Pro.
There's a legitimate
M5.
question, like, why didn't they just wait until they had everything ready and then drop it all at once? I don't know if there's a good answer for that, but yeah, this is just 14-inch MacBook Pro
base.
M4. That's now base M5. What do you get out of that? A little bit more GPU, a little bit better on-device AI